But a saved person has that joy. Now, Jesus explained to Nicodemus what it meant and what he had to do in order to be saved. He said, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, except ye be born again, ye cannot see the kingdom of God." That is, you can't see what the observation, you can't get on the observation tower to be able to see what's involved in being saved. And unless you're born again of the water and the Spirit, you cannot inherit. That is, you can't have a part of what you see. Now, it's easy to see what's involved, and it's easy to see what goes along with being a saved Christian, but then in having that and inheriting that, that's an entire different subject altogether, you see. Because everybody that saith, "Lord, Lord," doesn't have the goods. And the goods is what we're talking about. Saved people. And certainly when Paul and Silas was in the jail at midnight and they began to sing praises unto God, these were men who were on the rock. And the reason they were able to sing was because they were happy, although they were in jail. And they were able to sing although it was midnight, when it seemed like everybody ought to be in bed. But you see, there wasn't a bed in the dungeon. And it seemed like that they didn't have anything to be happy over. They'd just been whipped and scourged and thrown in the dungeon, and looked like if anybody had any reason to be discouraged, then it should have been them. But you see, boy, at midnight, they began singing and praising God, and because of their joy and of their happiness and their fellowship with God, and not in fellowship with the world, you see, God began to let the earth quake at midnight hour. Now that's power, isn't it? And when the church itself began to sing with the grace of God in their life and the power of God in their hearts, don't you know there's going to be some quaking going on somewhere in the camp? It may not be in everybody's life, but there's going to be some quaking going on in souls' lives that are not right with the Lord. When happy people rejoice just because they are happy and not because they have to make themselves be happy, you see. No doubt Paul and Silas sang before they got in jail. Their hearts was full of joy long before they ever seen the inside of the dungeon. But they were happy because they were on the rock, and they knew they were on the rock. Paul had an experience, and he knew that he had a personal experience that the world needed to know about and the world needed to hear. And this morning, if you've had an experience with God, don't apologize to the world for expressing your commitment to Christ and what took place in your life and how excited it is to be a Christian. Don't apologize for all of that. Honey, get up on top of it and proclaim it double time if you possibly can. Let the world know there is something about being saved that you didn't know about in the past. Then we find the person that whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, that's the kind of person they are. You see, when Paul got saved, and Silas were saved, they weren't out doing what they've been doing. You know, Paul was on the way to Damascus with murder in his heart and a pocket full of warrants in his bag or briefcase, and it was no problem for him to kill people. But you see, when he got saved, then he was saved from those things, saved to other things, and therefore he was not ashamed of the testimony or his experience that he had with Christ while he was in the process of being saved. I've never been ashamed of the time that I was saved, where I was saved, how I was when I got saved, and I've never been ashamed of it, and I've always enjoyed telling that experience over and over and over again. And I love to tell that more so than I love to preach.